Hello and welcome to Speak Slow English. My name is Mitchell, and I'm really happy you're here today. On this channel, we practice clear, slow, and natural English to help you feel more confident when you speak. If you are a beginner or an intermediate learner, you are in the right place. Today, we have a very exciting topic. We are going to talk about how to train your brain to speak in English. If you have ever struggled to speak English fluently, or if you feel stuck translating in your head, this episode is for you. Many English learners understand a lot of English, but when it's time to speak, their mind feels slow, empty, or confused. You may know the words, but they don't come out easily. You may think in your own language first, then translate into English, and by the time you are ready to speak, the moment is gone. If this sounds familiar, don't worry. This is very normal, and today I want to help you understand why this happens and what you can do about it. Let me tell you something important. Your brain is not broken. You are not bad at languages, and you are not too old to learn English. What you are experiencing is simply a habit your brain has learned. And the good news is this: habits can be changed. When you learned your first language as a child, you did not translate. You did not think about grammar rules. You listened again and again. You copied sounds. You repeated words many times. Slowly, your brain created strong connections between sounds, meanings, and feelings. That is how speaking became automatic. But when we learn English as adults, we often learn in a very different way. We study vocabulary lists. We memorize grammar rules. We translate sentences word by word. This helps us understand English, but it does not train our brain to speak English naturally. So when you try to speak, your brain goes back to translation because that is what it knows best. Training your brain to speak English means teaching it a new habit, the habit of thinking in English, the habit of responding in English without translating. This does not happen in one day, and it does not happen by magic. It happens with the right kind of practice done slowly and consistently. Let's talk about the biggest problem first: translating in your head. When you translate, your brain is doing too much work. First, it thinks in your native language, then it searches for English words, then it checks grammar, then it worries about mistakes. This is tiring, and it makes speaking slow and stressful. Fluent speakers do not do this. They do not translate. They think directly in English, and you can learn to do this too. The first step is to stop trying to speak perfectly. Perfection is the enemy of fluency. If your brain is afraid of making mistakes, it will choose silence. So instead of saying, "I must speak perfect English," try saying, "I want to communicate my idea." Simple English is good English. Now let's talk about how to actually train your brain. The most important tool is listening. But not just any listening. You need slow, clear, understandable English. English that is just a little bit challenging, but not too hard. When you listen to this kind of English every day, your brain starts to recognize patterns. You start to feel what sounds right. You may not know the grammar rule, but you know the feeling of the sentence. This feeling is very important. It is the beginning of thinking in English. Try to listen to the same audio many times. Yes, the same audio. This may sound boring, but it is very powerful. The first time you listen, you may only understand part of it. The second time, you understand more. The third time, you start to notice how sentences are built. Your brain becomes familiar and comfortable. This is how children learn. They hear the same words and sentences again and again. Repetition creates confidence. Confidence creates fluency. After listening, the next step is speaking, but speaking in a safe and simple way. You do not need long conversations at first. You can start by repeating. Repeat short sentences out loud. Don't rush. Listen, pause, and repeat. When you repeat, try to copy the rhythm and the feeling, not just the words. English has a music to it. Some words are stressed, some words are soft. When you copy this, your brain learns how English flows naturally. This kind of practice is sometimes called shadowing. It means listening and speaking almost at the same time or just after. It feels difficult at first, but it becomes easier with practice. And it helps your brain stop translating because there is no time to translate. You are just responding to sound. Another very helpful habit is talking to yourself in English. This may feel strange, but it works. You can talk about simple things, what you are doing, what you are thinking, what you see around you. For example, you can say, I am making tea right now. The water is hot. I like this cup. These are small sentences, but they are powerful. They teach your brain to connect English with real life, not with translation. At first, your brain may still translate. That's okay. Don't fight it. Just keep going. Over time, the translation becomes quieter and slower. Then one day you notice something amazing. You speak a sentence in English and you didn't translate. It just came out. That moment is very important. It means your training is working. Another key part of training your brain is using simple English every day. You do not need advanced words to be fluent. Fluency is about speed and comfort, not big vocabulary. If you can use simple words quickly and easily, you will sound confident. Many learners wait until they feel ready to speak. But readiness comes from practice, not from waiting. You become ready by speaking, not before. Also, be patient with yourself. Your brain needs time to build new connections. Some days you will feel progress. Some days you will feel stuck. This is normal. Progress is not a straight line. Try to enjoy the process. English is not just a subject. It is a tool to connect with people, ideas, and opportunities. When you enjoy listening and speaking, your brain learns faster. Let me remind you of something very important. You do not need to sound like a native speaker. You just need to be understood. Your accent is not a problem. Mistakes are not failures. They are signs that you are learning. So today, I want you to remember this. Train your brain with listening. Repeat often, speak simply, and be kind to yourself. If you keep doing this, slowly, something will change. English will start to feel more natural. Words will come faster, and speaking will feel less scary and more enjoyable. You are capable of this. I truly believe that. Thank you so much for listening to Speak Slow English. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps and it lets me know you want more content like this. Keep practicing, keep listening, and keep speaking. This is Mitchell, and I'll talk to you again very soon.